Smash that like button, guys, if you haven't done so already. Maybe there's like a couple people out there that's like, man, I ain't never smashed the like button. Why should I have to smash the like button? Well, if you enjoy the show and enjoy the content and you're part of this community, you should hit the like button because it does trigger a thing called the YouTube algorithm to get this out to a broader base. That's all we ask. Super chats are awesome. Don't get me wrong. Who wouldn't complain about that? But my main key thing is we're trying to grow, and I always want to see us grow. So it's the only thing I do ask is that you smash the like. So thank you for doing that if you've already done that. And let's go ahead and kick it into the Jasmy news. So Terra project. Pay close attention to this, and this is going to be a feel-good moment for you if you hold Jasmy, especially with some of the recent FUD, right? I do my best to smash FUD, right? There's a difference between warranted FUD, like we covered earlier, right? And just people who FUD it just to be ridiculous. Terra project partners with Jasmy to democratize data. Now, why would they want to do that? Think about it. If you don't know about Jasmy, what is the main utility layer? It is data democratization. Well, what's this Terra project? Well, I'm going to get into it. So they're incorporating Jasmy's personal data locker in clinics, secure personal info management, boost user value. Here's the official sites. Now, of course, in this thumbnail, and I might have to actually just run with that's a cool looking thumbnail. It says Terra project has decided, of course, to partner. They're going to use the project's clinics using Jasmy's technologies. Now, clinics, what is this? Oh, he said clinics. Does it have something to do with medical? All right, so we're going to jump into that. So we take you straight to this particular site, and it is the Terra project. Now, you may be wondering, like, I never heard of this. This is just something in Japan. We'll get into that too. So it says, for the better future and better world, the Terra project. It is a self-directed control of personal information by individuals. It is a platform where people can manage and effectively use all human-related data. Guys, like how many times have I said it? What's the key thing for Jasmy? Data, data, data. Yeah. So it says, which includes medical data and receive diverse services for a better life. Now, here's the thing. For all the fudders out there, they're going to say, Jasmy doesn't have nothing there. It's just a big scam. Why in the world with something like this particular project that wants to get something going on in regards to medical data, which, let's face it, right? That is something that has to be very, very secure, very, very private. You got to reach, especially here in the United States, right? Was it HEPA, right? You have to respect the policies and procedures of HEPA, right? So again, this is Japan. I mentioned they don't have HEPA, but they have something similar to that. That makes sense, right? So the Terra project allows users to manage their personal information using southbound tokens, which are SBTs, which are non-transferable to others. But the key thing is they understand that they're in Japan. And with that said, there's not a lot of particular blockchain projects out there, but there is this company called Jasmy. And Jasmy, with their main utility layer of data democratization, gets the job done. Remember a while back, roughly like a week or two ago, right? I said, guys, we need to pay close attention to the Jasmy grant, this whole thing with this grant proposal and so on, because it's the start of getting things going, right? Getting the ball rolling. For other things to open up to build an ecosystem. Here's one of the key players of getting that done. Now, let's jump again a little bit more into this because this is really good stuff. Smash that like if you haven't done so already, especially if you hold Jasmy. So it says use of personal data, although personalization is achieved based on a customer data. I'm going to highlight this. For each person, the data is currently not fully utilized between medical institutions, and there are hurdles such as the rules of personal information protection and the lack of incentives for each person to use their own data. Therefore, we are eager to create a new system where each person can store and provide their private data at their own discretion through blockchain. And who are they teamed up with? Yeah, Jasmy. So there's more in regards to this project, and I'll just read just brief bit. I don't want to take like a super deep dive. So This care project provides a service that allows users to manage their data, like we mentioned, especially medical data. The user can receive various benefits from this. Now, what are some of those particular things? So it says users can receive their SBTs, which means soul-bound tokens, and care coin by registering their data. So, we cover other projects, LCX, we cover a lot of different ones. What's the key thing, right? Like Rio, right? Shout out to Rio. The key thing is the tokenization of anything and everything. Here's a perfect example of the tokenization of a parent, like a medical project. They understand that, you know what, maybe we should make a deal with a particular company, Jasmy. Why? Data democratization. If Jasmy is all about, putting the power back to the people, to have control of or a say of what they want to do with their data, again, why wouldn't you want to team up with something like that? So the key thing is, just a second, hold on a second. I'm getting interrupted. God, I hate this. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that interruption, but I was going to say the key thing is understanding that, some of the things you see here, and that basically is what? The tokenization of anything and everything, all right? And this is in the medical field. So look, it says the patient's past medical examination results and health conditions will be recorded on the SBT. The information will be recorded on the blockchain as hash values and on-chain transactions, which forge new blocks. The data will be then securely stored in off-chain private data storage. Here's the key thing. Here's the aha moment. Private data storage for the data owner. Now, if you're wondering, Max, is that Jasmy's utility? You better believe it is. That's the key thing. We talk about utility-based, cryptocurrencies and tokens and all, and so on. But it's the utility layer being utilized. Here is one of the most beautiful examples. And if anything, going forward, if I was a fudder who didn't do no research, I would have a really, really hard time bypassing this right here. Because all the FUD about, Jasmy's not real and it's a scam, and I haven't seen actually any of their actual, offices, and what's his name? He posts fake pictures, and yeah, I see him at a building, but he went in there and he used a green screen, and it's just a bunch of malarkey, right? How are they going to tackle some of this? And moving forward, other ones that are going to be popping up here soon. Now, of course, there's a lot more in regards to all of this, but let's talk about the utility itself in regards to Care Project, because, again, understand they're making tokens. So, my friend last night was talking about, Starbucks. He thought in the future, like, once we get regulatory clarity, you should see even like a Starbucks basically doing tokenization. And I'm like, man, you're spot on, right? How about these guys? Right? You may take a utility layer from somebody else, right, and partner up with them because that makes sense. But the key thing, guys, is what? The tokenization of anything and everything. And how about this for Jasmy? And how about this? At the price levels that we're at, are you not feeling that much more bullish on Jasmy? Smash that like button, because I do. It's one thing to cover projects because, it's like it's get a lot of attention and whatnot. That's not the key thing. The key thing is that risk to reward ratio. If we're in an XRP recognizing amazing risk to reward ratio, don't get me wrong, Quant, XLM, XDC, some of these other ones, yes, Jasmy's not ISO 222, but that doesn't matter. That's not the point. That, like Sean says, the crypto smith, that's just, messaging, right? You also got to throw in Jasmy to what? Your risk to reward ratio portfolio. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. Now, a little bit more. The Care Project provides a service that allows users to manage their data, especially medical data, And then the user can receive various benefits from this. What are the benefits? The users can receive SBT soulbound tokens, like I mentioned earlier, and Carecoin by registering their data. It's kind of reiteration, but just in case you missed it, SBT contains the user's medical information, which the user can disclose to medical institutions as requested. The patient's past medical examination results and health conditions will be recorded on the SBT. Excuse me, I had a cough right there. The information will be recorded on the blockchain as hash values, and on-chain transactions will forge new blocks. The data will be then securely stored in off-chain private data storage for the data owner. Now, I want to take you to this other particular page just real quick. And here it is. And it's about the team. Now, the key thing is, of course, Jasmy is obviously Japan, focused in Japan. This project also focused in Japan. Here's some of the founders. You have Tatsuji Yamanouchi, if I pronounce that right. He's the CEO of Well Medical Group, supervisor of Clinic 9RU, the prevention clinic of Tokyo. How about this guy? He's an actual doctor. Noramasa Sukada, Grand Hospital, director of Clinic 9RU, the prevention clinic of Tokyo. Tokyo. Dr. Nobuo Kubo, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He's also an advisor of Clinic 9RU and the Prevention Clinic of Tokyo. Now, here's the thing. Again, squashing some of the FUD and giving you guys some good news for the change. Why would doctors in a medical field and people that have clear backgrounds in the medical industry, come on, the Grand Hospital in Tokyo. At the end of the day, if you want to take more of your investigative deep dive, and maybe we do that, I'll do it like a longer recorded video. Why would these guys want to team up with Jasmy? That's the bottom line. And if Jasmy is not a solid project, then, this is, God, this could be like the lifeline of some of these industries, literally, right? So, I've had friends that worked in the medical industry and so on. My mom used to as well. But the key thing is understanding, when it comes to the medical industry, people in the medical industry understand that, wow, it's one of the most bureaucratic industries out there by far, right? You have, guys that are in, doing the IT related things, right, for medical. You have obviously doctors, you have nurses, but it's just different layers of a bureaucracy, let's be honest. But these guys aren't going to mess with a company that is a joke, because also they have to have something solid. Jasmy helps them provide, in my opinion, what's solid, of course. Okay, so one last time before we kick it back in the comments. They have a roadmap here. They're looking to increase the number of SBT holders to 10,000, expand facilities that accept Carecoin as payment, not only in Japan, but also internationally. And that is good, solid, bullish news for even us, right? We want to see some of the Jasmy ecosystem projects reach a more broader base, right? That equals more and more volume. So that is really cool. We got into some of the specific things in regards to the CARE project. Look what it says here. Cooperate with other business services, medical institutions, insurance companies. Insurance companies? That in itself, guys, you know how big insurance companies can be, right? Massive, right? They have to be, especially with in America. I hate to say it, like people busting out lawsuits over the most stupidest things you ever saw, but you have to have big, powerful insurance companies to cover that. That is big, like for instance, when we talk about with Ripple's XRP, the central banks, right? That's, having that understanding, like, man, ODL, right? That's massive, right? Because this is how we get like crazy prices for XRP, 10,000 in XRP. Why? That on-demand liquidity for the central banks, right? Moving trillions, if not quadrillions of dollars. I'm telling you, find out. This is the mother lode right there. For what? Jasmy. So universities, that whole industry is huge in itself, right? research institutes, and so on. You know, and of course it says the ecosystem completion period, their goal is by 2025, and they're looking for a goal of number of wallets of 1 million. You may say, well, that's just crazy. They're not, they might, you know, that's too high. Really? Because here's the thing. The medical industry covers everybody needs, you know, some kind of medical coverage, but the key thing is the data utility layer tied into that. So this to me is probably so far the biggest thing for Jasmy, and moving forward, you're going to see other things join the ecosystem. This was huge news, and this is why this made our particular outline to start off with for the night. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Let me know what you think about Jasmy. I thought this was big. Man, it's great to get some good news for a change.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.